Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. So today we're going to be looking at 10,000 Airuts kills. As you may know, Menaphos is right around the corner, and a lot of that update focuses on Slayer and post-99 training, so I thought, why don't I go and finish 120 Slayer before that update, and I've just been pushing it off for so long, and I thought it'd be kind of interesting to make separate videos focusing on certain Slayer tasks. So all I'm saying is, definitely expect a lot of loot videos coming out in the next week or two, and then at the end of all of them I will be uploading the loot from 120 Slayer video, which will be absolutely insane. I've been building that tab since I think 30 something million experience, so yeah. I haven't been making a lot of loot videos lately. I've been focusing more on my Iron Man, so I hope this is a good change of content. Hope you enjoy a lot of this Slayer stuff before Menaphos comes out. Anyway though, enough rambling. This video is about the Airuts. As for the basics of these creatures, you need to have 92 Slayer to kill them, and you can either kill them on Mazcab or the beaches northwest of the Piscator's Hunter area, or you can kill them where you see where I am, the Curadel's dungeon, but you only can kill them in here when you have a task of them. Now they're also very notorious for having extremely high defense, so if you are planning on killing these, make sure you have very high tiered weaponry. I would say minimum level 85. You can do it with a tier 80, but it gets really slow. Yeah, I would recommend melee. At the minimum, probably like a Dragon Rider Lance, then maybe Drygor's, just because it has better accuracy than Dragon Rider Lance. And then the best weapon would definitely be the Scythe for the AoE abilities. I'm not going to talk about the Zeros Godsword, because if you have that kind of money, I don't know why you need to care. But as for what I used the Noxious Scythe, as you can see. And the strategy that I used isn't necessarily the best one, but this is the one that my friend told me about, and it really works. And at the peak hours, I was getting maybe like 500 kills per hour. So what you do is you stand roughly where I am standing on screen, so that you're situated between the two rangers that spawn. And yeah, you make sure you drink your aggression potion so that the meleeers jump on you as well. And then you're kind of just in a circle of a bunch of Airuts, and you focus all of your attacks on the rangers and let your AoEs damage the meleeers. So the meleeers mostly should be dying from your Quake ability, your Hurricane, or your Cleaves, and make sure you situate yourself in a way that your Cleave actually hits multiple of the Airuts. So yeah, it's a really good method, and it is kind of risky though, because if the meleeers all spec in quick succession, you can get downed very quickly because it does so much damage. Same with the Rangers if they spec as well, but I would recommend bringing a pair of Drygors on top of your Scythe if you're doing this method, so that you can every now and then use a Flurry with them while the meleeers are specking. That way it'll cancel their special attack, and then they'll fall to the ground and have a lot less defense. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite tasks. If you're wondering about XP rates and stuff, I'm going to be talking about that after the loot section of the video. It'll probably be like that for all of these loot videos coming up. And yes, this is a loot video. Sorry, but what about their drops? So as per usual, they have the quintessential noted items that every Slayer task pretty much has. They drop a lot of rune items. For this video, and pretty much every single loot video that you'll see for the Slayer series, I was using Spring Cleaner. So we will have a big stack of rune ore and coal, but that is specifically from that, and it's just converting the rune items into that. Besides their normal drops, they do have a rare drop of the Razorback Gauntlets, which is a tier 90 DPS melee glove. And I believe it's still the highest DPS of any of the gloves in the game, but it does degrade, so it's not necessarily the best thing to use. It is kind of cheap though, so I think it is still worth using for like high-end bossing. But yeah, I think the drop rate is around 1 in 2,000 on task. Something like that. I don't remember if it's been confirmed or not, but it seems to be around that range. But yeah, during this video, I was pretty happy with how many I got. I got around 7 of them during the 10,000 kills. I'd say that's pretty good. It's probably above the drop rate. But yeah, I think that does it for everything you need to know about the Airuts. Let's go and check out the loot. Alright, as you can see, yeah, there are a lot of items here, and you can see that they drop a lot of rune items, as I said. And then, as I said, the rune ore and the coal is from the Spring Cleaner. They do not drop that themselves. Maybe I got a bit from, like, Rare Drop Table, but I have no idea. Everything below the scales, so like the diamonds and the lobsters and such, those are from Rare Drop Table drops. I do want to mention, I forgot to say this, but none of these kills were done with any of the luck rings. 90% of these kills were done before that update even happened, and I still do not own a Luck of the Dwarves. I probably will buy it though for Menethos, but for all of these kills and for all of the kills during the entire loot from 120 Slayer, so all of the videos going forward until the 120 Slayer, there was no Luck of the Dwarves used. So hopefully that answers your question if you were wondering. They do drop a lot of scales I forgot to mention. So yeah, we got 32 of the Serenic scales, and how much are they now? 384k. So they are lower than what they were like a couple weeks ago, and that's probably due to just the volatile nature of the market surrounding DXP. Either way though, I think it's time to actually price check. I'm sure you guys are antsy. Wow, okay, 117 mil from the Airuts alone. So looking at it, most of the money is definitely coming from the rune items, because I got 24 mil in just rune ore, which originally was rune items, right? Oh, and one thing I did not mention, these rune spears, this is highly inaccurate, okay? So there is fuckery going on with my account when I go to Airuts for some reason. I don't know if anyone else has this issue. It might be a bug, I don't know, or I'm just going crazy. But I have not had a rune spear drop in well over a year. So let me clarify. So they do have a common drop of a rune spear, right? Just like the rune plate bodies and rune plate legs. And on average, 90% of those drops get converted into ore with my spring cleaner. So I do still get some rune plate bodies and rune plate legs, right? You expect about 10%. I have never seen a rune spear in the past year. They always get converted. I don't know if that's a bug. It scares me because I see the loot in the loot bag sometimes, and it says I got rune spears, but I've never seen any on the ground. It always confuses me. So this is kind of an estimate just based on like some testing and just looking at task by task loot. So this is a good estimate of what you might expect for rune spears, but it's just very confusing. I don't know if there's a bug making rune spears 100% conversion rate. I don't really know. I just wanted to explain that because it's just fucking, it boggles my mind what is going on with the rune spears, man. But as for the Razorbacks, we did get 11 mil, and then the Serenic scales, we got another 12 mil. So a lot of the money is just the big ticket items. Everything else just adds some chump change. So yeah, 117 mil. Very, very nice from just 10,000 Airuts. I almost forgot. Now, looking at my inventory again, I forgot to show you guys the charms. So these aren't like super accurate. I missed the count on some of the tasks, so I kind of just estimated from there. So I apologize for that. But this is probably what you should expect. And then these other pieces that I also couldn't show because of inventory space. These are the Tuska mask plates, or not plates, sorry. Tuska mask pieces, my bad. And I don't know the rates of these at all, but maybe 10,000 kills gives you a decent idea of what you can expect. But once you have all 5 pieces, you can make a mask. So let's go do that. And there you go. I built a mask. Can I do multiple at once? I can do multiple at once. So I'm just going to do that quick. Excuse my mouse clicking. But yeah, essentially, I think you can trade these pieces with other players. Like, you know how I have an excess of a lot of these pieces? I could, trade 10 of these tops for, 10 plates, and then 7 of these tusks for more plates, and then I could make another 15 masks. I'm not going to do that on this video right now because I'd have to find people for that, but I'm pretty sure you can trade the pieces one for another. So yeah, what these things do is you can go bring them to a Slayer Master, and I think you can turn them in for points. I may be wrong on that. I haven't done this in a very long time. So I guess let me go to Morvran. I don't know why I'm walking there. I probably should just teleport. What the fuck? Alright, so we are at Morvran now. Sorry about that. I think I could just use the mask on him, and it should give me the points. Alright, thanks, another mask to add to my collection. There you go. I received 20 Slayer points. So yeah, that's what this does, is every mask you get 20 Slayer points. So it's definitely worth keeping these, and from the masks I have in the inventory, that is like, that's 18, right? So 360 points. So it's a very good way to get extra points for canceling and shit like that. I don't know if there's a mass way to do this, but that is another reason that Airuts are so good. But I've noticed in my previous loot videos in the past, I have rarely touched on the experience per hour and all that kind of stuff. So I think from now on I should talk more about how much experience you're getting, because I know that is an important factor when choosing what you want to kill. Keep in mind, all of this stuff is going to be an estimate because, again, this took well over a year, almost 2 years probably to make over time. So it's very, very hard to give you a rock solid number. But as for the experience, though, I did get 20 million strength, 6.6 million HP, and 8 million Slayer. And I want to estimate that all of these kills took roughly 30-ish hours. And knowing that, we can deduce that the per hour rate is around 667,000 strength, 220,000 HP, and about 266,000 Slayer per hour. You can get well over 400 kills per hour, which is way more than what you see here. I'd say the Slayer rates are very good for Airuts. If you're doing them extremely well, they're one of the best experience per hour tasks in the game, besides like Ripper Demons and such. So yeah, they are very good experience, and as you saw, very good money. And speaking of money, if we did say it did take 30 hours and we got 117 mil, that is almost 4 mil per hour. And yeah, I know this video took a lot longer than it probably should have to get through. I rambled way too much, but I really hope you're excited for the videos coming up in the next week or two of the other creatures and then ultimately the 120 Slayer, because I'm super excited to get these videos out. I've been, working on these on and off for a very long time, so it's a great feeling to finally get them out. But yeah, with that, guys, if you want to talk to me in-game, join my friends chat, fatnooblet. Also, check out my links in the description where you can find my Twitch, where I live stream, my Twitter, my Patreon, and my Discord server. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.